wanted to come on here and talk about baby wearing today because it was a huge help with me after having baby and even into the toddler years. So I'm going to talk about a few different kinds of carriers, and then we'll also link the baby wearing group that's local here because that's a huge help as well. So right now we're going to talk about wraps. This one I'm wearing right now is a woven wrap, but you can also get stretchy wraps. You've probably seen like Moby carriers, and I think there's like Solly wraps. It's a stretchy wrap as well. These are really great for right after a baby's born because you can use these really easily. It takes a little bit of practice because the fabric's a little bit longer sometimes and figuring out how to wrap it, but that's why that baby wearing group's awesome for that, and there's tons of videos online. But this was really helpful, especially in the 4th trimester, because it really hugs baby to your body, so baby's super close, baby can get super snuggly, and this way you can get like skin to skin in, so you don't even have to wear a shirt, you can just wear your bra and have baby on you this way, and then still kind of get up and do some things around the house. Hopefully you're still resting right after baby is born, but as baby's a little bit bigger, we sometimes need to have baby really close to us, but still need to get some things done. So this was really great for me. I used the Moby wrap until about like 15-20 pounds, until the stretchy wraps kind of can sometimes feel like they stretch a little bit more as baby gets bigger. They can be worn for longer too, but I just preferred to switch after they were about 15-20 pounds. The woven wraps are great because you can eventually even do different types of wraps with it and even wear them on your back too. So as they get bigger, and be able to sit up unassisted, then you can wrap them onto your back as well. So I'll show you some ways that really helped me when I had my kids to help save my back and my arms, and making sure my posture wasn't going crazy and I wasn't putting a baby on my hip all the time. Baby wearing was a huge help, especially when after you just have baby, there's a lot of nice wraps. This is kind of an option here. A lot of times there's stretchy ones like Moby's that you usually see that are stretchier and a little bit easier to maneuver when you're first learning. It takes a little bit of practice because those ones are longer fabric, and it took me a little while. All I did was basically I would practice near a couch or the bed, so that way I had something soft nearby. If I felt like things were too heavy and too much cloth was going on, I needed to take a break, I could put baby down. But this way it's just a lot more ergonomical on your shoulders and on your back, and then this way I have my hands free and I can do things around the house, and baby can nap on me. And baby can even nurse on you with the carrier as well. With some of them, they're a little bit easier to do, but even in a carrier like this, you just would have to loosen it a little bit and bring baby down, but you can even breastfeed in the carrier as well, and that can save your back with other things, because sometimes breastfeeding can be a lot on our back and our posture because we tend to sit and kind of come towards baby when we should be sitting up better. Well, right, and then so the next one I want to talk about is a Mei Tai carrier, and this one I loved as well because it kind of is like the combination between a wrap and a more structured carrier, because it has the body and then it has the straps that you can kind of work a little bit more with. I had sometimes some coordination issues with getting the wrap on, so this sometimes became one of my favorites. And I also like this because depending on the age of baby, especially a newborn, this body length might be too long to support baby. It might cover their head, and we want to make sure that they're able to move their head around and breathe. So this one I even had the option of folding the waist belt up once, so that way I could shorten the body a little bit, but otherwise you can just tie it around your waist, and then you get baby. This is my little poppy baby. And get baby in there. And put it around this way. And like I was saying, with a lot of these, it just takes a lot of practice, so I was a little frustrated at first, but doing it more and more, especially by the bed or by the couch, made me feel a lot more secure about eventually being able to wear it out to the grocery store, or I did a lot of shopping at Costco baby wearing and having nap time fit into that time. That was a lifesaver that way. And then you basically can cross the panels over, and you can make them look really nice, or you can just kind of wrap them solidly this way. But I liked this one a lot because I had the structure of the body with it, so that way I can still have the pretty wrap straps and then still have the structure of the body. But this is, with the woven ones, you can even loosen it and then bump baby down to nurse once baby's old enough to kind of maneuver that. And then you can still be hands-free, you just would retie it so that way it's a little bit loose, and then once they're done, put them back. But that was a huge help this way, and there's a nice little hood so you can even tie this if you want to. I used it as like a breastfeeding cover in a way, or if baby's napping, this is nice too. Alright, and then this one is, this kind of carrier is called a soft structured carrier, so it's kind of like a more of like a backpack style. It has nice straps so you can adjust at the waist or at the shoulders and even at the back, and I like to keep this in the shoulder blade area so that way it isn't pulling in any awkward positions. It's nice to adjust so that way multiple, you know, if your spouse wants to wear it, they can use it too and adjust it that way. Once my kids were old enough, I think I took a while because I had lip and tongue tie stuff going on, but once they were able to breastfeed in the carrier, it was really easy to loosen these straps. It's a lot easier when there's a baby in here to like weigh down, but you can loosen these straps, maneuver baby down, and nurse baby in the carrier and still walk around. These also have the hoods, so that way you can use that for nap time or for nursing. And then what's nice is that these you can also use it on the back to work back carrying. I think most of the carriers are good for up to like 45 pounds. So I've used this carrier last weekend to go to Mortimer Farms with my 2-year-old, and she was passed out on my back for half the time. So it still can be really helpful with toddlers, because that way we're not putting baby on her hip, because I would have been carrying her around for like an hour trying to get her to nap, which was not going to happen. So this way it's taking that off of my hips and loading it a little bit more evenly on my shoulders. So hopefully these tips help. Baby wearing was a huge help for me, just with keeping everything in alignment, and just finding a little bit easier way to hold baby without using my arms all the time and using my hips all the time. We'll link the page for the baby wearing group. It's a free group, but they have a library of carriers, many more than what I have, so that we can find the right carrier for you. And they have volunteers that can help you specifically if you have any questions, and it's really awesome. So have a great day, guys. Hopefully this helps.